Is that kind of how you envision his role for him moving forward?
Yeah, Alex, it was great to see him make shots in a game. We've really stayed with him, and Alex Barcelo is one of our hardest workers. We watch him every day in practice and, through the long hours of the summer and fall prepare. And it's just a matter of him playing with confidence, knowing that we want him to shoot the ball. We tried to get him in the game a little bit earlier. And sometimes if you sit there for 8 minutes of game time, it's not easy just to come in and make the first shot. So, but the fact that he made 6 of them is a great sign. And you started to see it a little bit here, playing with even more fire and confidence in practice. And, our bench tonight was terrific. And we're not going to get this type of production from them every night. But I think it shows that we have a lot of different players who can come in the game and contribute. I was very impressed with Devonair. He's a young player that just keeps coming on. You watch him every day in practice, and he's working extremely hard. We've talked to him about just staying with it. And as he has, you can see he got in the game in the first half and made some really good plays. And he plays with confidence. And, it's kind of fun to see a young guy like him develop, and I think he'll be a part of what we do here moving forward.
Was that a Sean Miller like behind the back pass?
I don't know what it was like, but it was a great play, that's for sure. One of the best.
You guys had everything under
Yep.
control.
And he took what the defense gave. It was a clever play, but that's part of what I think Devonair brings to the table. He's no dummy out there. He knows what he's doing. He has a great sense and feel for the game, and it's just a matter of him understanding how important defense is and being in the right position. But he's doing that every day, and we have a hard-working group. I've said that all along. I think we have a group of guys that really care about winning, and they're trying their best. And we improved. If we would have played Georgia Southern before we went to Maui, I don't think the score would have been as lopsided as it was tonight.
Thoughts on how Chase played, probably his best game overall?
Yeah, Chase is he's been solid for us the entire season. Other than, getting that technical foul and fouling out early against Gonzaga, man, he's been really consistent. He rebounds. He's shooting a high percentage. I thought we did a good job of getting him the ball a couple of times tonight, which in the past we didn't. But, again, that's all part of growing as a group, learning what each of these guys can do.
22 assists compared to
6 turnovers and 22 assists. I don't know which number's better. 6 turnovers in a 40-minute game. I don't care what team you're playing against or what the score is. Any coach would take a group of guys that plays the game with only 6 turnovers. We had 2 in the second half. 22 assists is also very good, but I think it shows you that we were ready to go and move the ball. We had some really good practices when we got back from Maui. And I think our guys learned a lot about themselves, and hopefully, we can continue to develop.
Go back to Jeter real quick. 18 and 10, those numbers are obviously very, very good, but what's more realistic, or what are you hoping from him?
I think Chase can be a double-figure scorer. That's what he averages right now. And, I think he can be a very good rebounder. At every level that Chase has played at, I was the assistant coach when he played on the 18 and under USA basketball team. And the thing that he brought to the table that summer was he was a tremendous offensive rebounder. At Bishop Gorman High School, he rebounded. I'm sure if we were at Duke, the thing that they would have liked the most about him is he rebounds. And he does it every day. A year ago against DeAndre and Duson, he rebounded. So we count on him to do that. I've already talked a lot about his defense. He's intelligent. He gives his body, draws charges, which I don't know too many big guys that draw charges, and he's one of them.
You talk about your bench real quick. So you might be saying that Maui was an aberration from the bench, where they didn't give you a lot of production.
I don't know if it was an aberration. The competition there was stiffer, certainly, than it was tonight. But you can't judge a team, and you certainly can't judge young players in a new group in the first couple games. It's going to take time. It's going to take more games, more practices, and we'll be a lot more of a finished product as we head towards Christmas than the last few days here of November. So the good news is, we've played the #1 team in the nation. We've played Auburn, who I think will be one of the top seeds in this year's tournament. We've played Iowa State, who I believe has a great chance of being in the tournament. And you know what? You learn, you grow, you improve when you play against that type of competition. So that's why you play in those types of events, and hopefully that type of competition will help us when we play our first true road game, because, you know, playing in the Hartford Civic Center, I played there a long time ago. It's a great, great home court for UConn. They have an unreal fan base, a lot like ours. They have a hungry, really talented new coach, and I think a group of guys that they return a lot from last year's team. So we know it's going to be a hard-fought game, and hopefully we're up to the task.
He started ACOT tonight at the 4, but he had 2 points on 24 minutes. Do you think he's struggling to find where he fits in on this year's team?
You know, E-Man has to do the things that make him a good player. He's versatile on defense. He's one of our team's best passers. He has to take what the defense gives him, and he's a very young player. So, again, it's just hard to look at anyone on our team and think they're a finished product. You know, Brandon Williams, tonight he bounced back and had 6 assists and 1 turnover. In Maui, if you looked at his assist to turnovers, they were on the other side. But he learned a lot about playing in Maui. So, you know, with E-Man, we're going to stick with him. And he's a great kid. He's a very, very good player. And he's going to find his niche. I'm confident in saying that.
You must have been very happy with how your guards penetrated and were really aggressive with the ball to the basket. And it's probably the most aggressive I've seen.
Yeah, all of our guards made good decisions tonight, obviously. When you have 22 assists and only 6 turnovers, they did a great job taking care of the ball and finding each other. You know, Justin Coleman deserves a lot of credit as well. He makes our team go. He didn't have a big night statistically, but, you know, when he has the ball in his hands, he's very sure of himself. And I think everybody kind of feeds off of that. You know, the great compliment you give a point guard is that he makes the game easier for his teammates, and Justin Coleman does that for our team.
Sounds like you're really pleased with the way your team responded from what happened, because it could kind of go the other way, too.
No, it can't. It's November. I mean, if you're holding us to the standard of, I cannot believe that you didn't beat Auburn or Gonzaga, you're in the planet Pluto. They're really, really good teams. They're the #1 team in the nation, and Auburn is going to be one of the top seeds. Auburn won the SEC last year. They could win it again this year. They have everybody back, and they added Wiley. We lost our top 7 or 8 players. So, no, we're not going to fold, and you're not going to go down that path. We're a team that's going to lose a few. But that doesn't mean we can't be a good team and a team that's better than everybody thinks. But if you're going to point the finger that, man, you lost 2 games in Maui and your team's going to go south, that's not happening. That's not going to happen here.
Starting Emmanuel, was that a matchup or to give him some confidence, or what was your thought?
A little bit of both.
You mentioned UConn. I was curious what your thoughts on Dan Hurley, and do you see any similarities with what Bobby does, style, philosophy, etc.?
Yeah, you know, Danny and Bobby, you know, they're from Jersey City. You know, those dudes, they've played the game since they've been 4 years old. Their dad is one of the all-time best coaches at any level. They know what they're doing. Their teams play hard. They compete. And that's what we're going to face when we go to UConn. We're going to play against a team that plays real hard in front of a great home crowd. And a lot like us, you know, it's going to feel new, I'm sure, to UConn because they have a new coach. But the difference is they have a lot of returners, and we really respect their players, their program, and it's why we wanted to play this series, that we knew we were playing against, you know, a terrific program. And I think that they've already proven. They've played Syracuse and beat them, and they lost to a very good Iowa team. So UConn is going to be a real good test, and you know, it's something we're looking forward to. Instead of talking about how early the game is or, you know, flying all the way there, man, you want to play against these types of programs. You want to get on a plane and fly to the east, and you want to play against a team that has a great home crowd, and UConn has everything. And they're one of the best programs in college basketball. And we beat them at home. I'm sure they want to return the favor this year.
Maybe your last, maybe a comment on Ryan Luther, just how he came off the bench and probably showed some signs.
You know, he's not playing with a lot of confidence, and he's working through his, you know, his finger. But and I think every couple of days that it moves forward, he'll play with more confidence, not worry about it as much. You know, I've tried to talk to him and, you know, really encourage him to control the things that he can. And, you know, if he's not as confident, you know, putting the ball in that hand, then, you know, so be it. But he can really help us. And, you know, when we get to UConn on Sunday, he'll be that much further ahead. Every couple of days, he gets closer and closer towards 100%.
Sure.